The Stoics often talk about how using anxiety can actually help them succeed. Almost the whole point of Stoicism is accepting the things that cannot be controlled. Epictetus said we cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. This is a great example of responding over reacting. Now, while we're accepting the things that we cannot control, the thing that we can work on here is our mindset of how we want to respond. There's this greater, higher version of ourselves that we are in service to. And when we choose to respond over react, we're taking a moment, taking a beat to act in that exact service of the person we are striving to be, that greater version of ourselves. So remember, we can accept the things we cannot control, but in that moment, we can choose how we want to respond instead of reacting. Now, if you're a fan of the book Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, you understand he loves to practice mindfulness. The entire book itself wasn't supposed to be published at all. It was just his private diary that ended up getting published. He would be mortified if this was out there today for all of us to be reading. And in the book Meditation, he says, "The tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say, or think or do, only what you do." That is the perfect example of mindfulness. It's just being so in tune with the inner workings of yourself, not the external factors of what is going on around you, what other people are saying, what other people are doing. So the anxiety of what other people are thinking or saying about you has no impact on you whatsoever, because only you and what you think about you matters when you are practicing mindfulness, and how you can use that anxiety to help you succeed. Another great way that Stoics would use anxiety to help them succeed is they would be aware of when their minds were negatively visualizing something and they would stop it. There's a Seneca quote that is incredibly powerful, and he says, "He robs present ills of their power who has perceived their coming beforehand." All he's saying here is when we worry about negative outcomes in the future, we're just robbing ourselves of the present moment and all of the greatness that can be happening now. One thing we can do today is just recognize when we're negatively visualizing things on our lives, and now we can replace them for more desired and things that are in service of that greater version of ourselves. Something else Marcus Aurelius talks about is emphasizing rational thought. We often get so caught up in everything that's going on in our lives that we get so swept up in life and carried away by the momentum of the waves that these thoughts are taking us. Marcus says this: "Don't let your reflection on the whole sweep of life crush you. Forget everything else. Keep hold of this alone and keep it clearly in mind." It comes back to being mindful and in the present moment. When you know you are in service of this one thing, of this one greater purpose of yourself, you take that moment and you make it crystal clear, because everything else is just noise. Marcus Aurelius in Meditation talks about this all of the time. It's knowing the direction and your purpose. It's to be a service to your community. So remember, when you are thinking of the grand scheme of life and you are just letting every thought come and go as it pleases, you're getting swept up in the chaos, and that is anxiety. When we can use that and recognize that, we can start funneling that to help us succeed in life. Now, the book Meditations is a staple in the Stoic community, so there's no surprise he keeps popping up on this list. And one of his big points, something he always talks about, is the obstacle is the way. It's embracing the discomfort. If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and is in your power to wipe out this judgment now. It's understanding that this discomfort and this pain is not permanent. It only exists in our mind. So if we're able to get this through our mind, that what this anxiety or this pain or this discomfort is giving us is actually growth, it's going to start working for us. So as we embark on this journey of being purposeful and in service to our community, embracing the discomfort, understanding the obstacle is the way, is going to make this journey much more linear, because we understand that this is for a reason. And when we even use the term stoic or stoicism, we think of somebody standing in their power, being an example. Stoics continuously focus on virtue. Marcus Aurelius says this: "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." So once anxiety creeps in, it's telling us what we should be doing, how we should be worrying about everybody else, what other people are saying about us. What Marcus is saying here is we don't have time for that. We don't have time to talk about all of the things that should be done by other people. Be that thing that we think should be done. Do good, be good, say good. You are good. One of the best ways to combat anxiety is the action and the thoughts and the feelings of gratitude. The Stoics thought no different. Epictetus said this: "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for the things in which he has." The more our mind looks and searches for the things that we're grateful for, it's going to repeat that pattern. It's going to continuously look for all the abundance in our life instead of the lack. So the Stoics had it on point here. Gratitude is one of the greatest combatants to anxiety, because what it's going to do is it's going to train our mind to look for the good instead of constantly looking for the lack, looking for the things that we wish we had. Stoics were amazing at setting realistic goals, and one of the best ways to work through your anxiety is to be goal-oriented, to be striving for something, to be in purpose of something. Epictetus said this: "First you say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." It sounds so simple because it is. We inherently know all of the things we want to be and how to get there. The problem comes is we don't want to do it. When things get hard, when the obstacles become in the way, we want to either stop or go around them. There's no easy way to get through this obstacle you're in. The only way is through the obstacle. So remember, set realistic goals, then step back and see the direction in which it takes to go from point A to point B, and you will work through and achieve that realistic goal you just set. You see how much time that the Stoics take looking inward, self-reflecting, setting realistic goals, being so self-aware. That's no different here. Seneca says this: "I will keep constant watch over myself, and most usefully will put each day up for review." That's the practice that at the end of each day, going through a review process and seeing how we measured up to how we expected our greatest self to show up. And if we did not show up, we act with kindness in ourselves and knowing that tomorrow we are going to be more aware of how we want to be. So at the end of your days, if anxiety is running your life and it feels like it ruined your day, set your day up for review. Look at the things that you can change, the things that happened that you could have not let get on top of you. Set your day up for review and be better tomorrow. One of the most common themes in Stoicism is being useful and helpful to your community. It's a constant theme in the book Meditations and is a constant theme in Seneca. Seneca says this: "Whenever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for a kindness." Sometimes we get so caught up in ourselves and worrying about what people can do for us or what we can do for us that we forget the service to the community not only benefits us, benefits the community, benefits the greater good of everything. What may feel bad to you may be of the greater benefit to the community, which in fact is a greater benefit to you. So if we're stuck in these anxious moments and we're wondering how can we work through this today, look how to be of service to those around you, to your community. We can get out of our own mind and get into helping others through theirs. Now, if you're looking for more ways to work through your anxiety, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll put a video right here for you to look how you can improve yourself today. Catch you on the next video.